Born in Attleboro, moved to Seekonk, lived in Pawtucket for a little bit.
Gotcha.
Back to Seekonk, then went to Rehoboth. Now I'm in Lincoln.
Jeez.
So I've been all over the place.
What are the journeyman right there?
I've been all over the place. My main bread and butter and what I really love to do is the client's real estate sales.
That's why you transitioned to this in the first place, is because this was more favorable for you, right?
The most important advice is find someone that you can trust, that's relatable, that is in the real estate profession as an agent that can help you.
Backtrack. It's all good. I think besides me, I think you're the only guy that is on his phone like 24/7, right?
Nah, it's 25/8.
Oh, yeah?
And it's out of control.
Because you're always making deals. Is that how it goes? Always on
It's just, so we got so many things going on.
Yeah.
Like if one thing's not going, something else is going. So for example, the brokerage, right? We've got 200 agents in the brokerage.
Wow.
And there's always constantly something that needs to be done here. Staff. I've got a staff of probably like 20 people.
Yeah.
I own the tiny homes company that you saw when you come in the front door.
Yeah.
So like there's always something going on. And then my main bread and butter and what I really love to do is the client's real estate sales. So that stuff takes a life of itself. That's 24/7. I built my entire business on being always there for someone, 100%, answering the phone, texting people back, calling people back, whether it's midnight or 4 a.m, just getting back to them.
Damn. That's a good guy, local guy.
Yeah.
Like the gentleman, Kyle, is it Seyboth or Seyboth?
It's Seyboth.
Seyboth.
You got neither one right.
Jesus Christ. I always thought it was like Seyboth. But,
Nope.
But what is that?
It's German.
I thought it was German. It sounded
yeah.
like German.
German.
But we got Kyle Seyboth?
Seyboth. You got to get it right here.
Seyboth. Kyle Seyboth.
This episode of the Too Legit podcast is brought to you by Ferdy Construction, the crew you can trust for solid work and no BS. Whether you're renovating, building from the ground up, or just need some expert home improvements, these guys do it all. From framing to finish work, they bring skill, precision, and results that last. Because if it ain't Ferdy, it ain't sturdy. Got a project in mind? Hit them up for a free quote at ferdyconstruction.com. That's ferdyconstruction.com. Let the pros handle it. Big shout out to Ferdy Construction for backing the podcast and keeping the trade strong. Now let's get back to it.
Kyle, thanks for coming on, man. We really appreciate
Absolutely.
this.
Yeah,
It's an honor to have you on.
Appreciate you guys.
So let's start with this, right? Were you always a big real estate guy? Did you always start in real estate, or was that something that was?
So I got in the game. Now it's probably like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
And I started out doing this part-time.
Yep.
For the first 6 years, I was part-time. I worked a 9 to 5 in Boston, then transferred that job back to Rhode Island.
Gotcha.
So did about 2 years part-time in Boston, and then did the other 4 years part-time here in Rhode Island. So I was in financial services. Okay. So still somewhat like client-facing with numbers, but totally different animal, totally different. It was honestly the pure definition of being wrong place, wrong time, wrong everything. Because it just did not work for me.
No shit.
Yeah, it did not work. It was fucking brutal.
Was it? Was like just?
It was the part that really didn't work was I struggle with. I mean, I'll be honest. People tell me what to do. First of all, you're not gonna tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Second of all, I struggle with having limitations. I mean, if you look at every door in this place, it says limitless, right? It says that on purpose because I believe that everything that you want within your power, you can get. That's realistic. I can't go be LeBron James, but I believe if I have anything that's not a physical, that doesn't need a physical trait to be like over the top, you can make it happen.
Have you always had that mindset?
No, I think that came as I got out of that other position. I mean, I think that other position was really holding me back, right? So that other position of having a 9 to 5, it wasn't in my DNA. I just wasn't built like that.
Yeah.
There's plenty of people that are, and there's plenty of people that can rock with that, and that's cool, but that's just not me.
Having your own like freedom of doing like what you want to do.
It's not even really, so freedom's a tough word because right now I'm not free in the sense I'm basically working for people all the time.
Yeah.
But it's at least doing something that I enjoy and that can help build, and that's my own. So it's having the ability to build something bigger than yourself.
Right.
I think that's the beauty of it.
For sure.
Were you always in Rhode Island, by the way? Sorry.
I was in, I'm born in Seekonk. I was born in Attleboro, moved to Seekonk, lived in Pawtucket for a little bit.
Gotcha.
Back to Seekonk, then went to Rehoboth. Now I'm in Lincoln. So I've been all over the place.
What are the journeyman right there?
I've been all over the place. Man. In the last 5 years, I think I've lived in Rehoboth, East Providence, Lincoln. Yeah, so 4 or 5 places in 5 years. Yep.
Do you have a preference?
Move and
where
shake.
you want to live?
I like where we're at now.
Yeah.
I got a good spot now.
Yeah.
Lincoln's good for me. It's right off the highway. It's easy to get on 146. It's close to Providence, so I'm good.
Hell yeah.
I'm good where I'm at.
Man, I'm like, kind of like, the first time I met Kyle was at you did a, what do you call those?
It was like a speaking engagement.
Like a
of some
speaking
sort.
engagement at RCL. And,
Oh, yeah, that's where I met you at?
Yeah.
I didn't even look. You guys text me and you're like, you want to be on this podcast? I'm like, I mean, I like doing these things, so let's go. I didn't even look who you were or what you did, but here we are.
I first experienced, first saw you when you did that workshop at LSEL, where it's like the first time home buyers thing.
Yeah, the seminar I did with Mark.
Yeah.
Mark.
That was really like, not like I gained so much knowledge from that.
That's good, man.
So,
That's good.
because that's the end game. So, like, from what experience I got is like, what's some like tips and advice that you can give to like people, like first time home buyers,
So, I mean, a first time buyer, you know nothing. You don't know anything.
You're damn right.
You have no idea of anything going on. The most important advice is find someone. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be someone in our brokerage. Find someone that you can trust, that's relatable, that is in the real estate profession as an agent that can help you. Meet with them, consult with them, go over the process with them, and then from there they can go ahead and take you from the start to the finish of actually getting a house. So I think the reality is you really got to focus on getting the right person in your corner, and then it's not so much on you. Mm-hmm. It's more on how can this person help advise and guide me to a point where I can be successful.
But especially the way the market is now, compared to what it was like a few years ago to now, it's a big difference, right?
It's even harder now, so there's even less inventory. If you're looking in Mass, forget it. You're looking in Mass, it's really hard to find anything.
Yep.
If you're looking in Rhode Island, it's getting just as difficult. So I think at the end of the day, you've got to have the right professional in your corner to help you navigate through the market, to help you put offers in place, to help you get offers accepted. There's just so many different factors that come into play. There was a lot of talk about this NAR settlement, how buyers had to pay agents. 99% of deals I'm still doing now, the buyer is not paying the agent. Oh. The agent's still getting paid by the seller. People are still conducting business the same way. It was, in my opinion, it was a pipe dream for people that believe that, hey, this is going to change and revolutionize real estate. Bullshit. It didn't change anything. If you're a buyer, you still want to have someone on your side. If you're a seller, you still want to have someone on your side. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Mm-hmm. No one's trying to steal from the seller. No, it's just the buyer's agent needs to get paid. And if you're paying a commission, it should be split half-half. It's just very simple.
Yeah.
It's not archaic. It's not barbaric. It's what we should be doing.
It makes sense. If two people are doing work, they should get compensated for the work 100%, that they're doing. 100%.
And as a buyer, you shouldn't have to pay your realtor, right, when the seller is paying a commission that's supposed to be split. Why would the buyer, I've had situations where buyers were still paying the realtor on top of the seller. To me, that's greedy. Mm-hmm. Like at the end of the day, like that's not how we should be doing business, right? If I'm getting 5%, I should give you 2.5% and I should keep 2.5%. Mm-hmm. And that's the reality.
Yeah, because 50% of the work is going to one person, 50% is going to the other
Every
person.
transaction I've ever done in the history of real estate has a buyer and a seller. Mm-hmm. There's no other way to do it. Someone has to be the buyer, someone has to be the seller. There's two sides. There's not three and there's not one. Mm-hmm. So it's very simple.
Yeah. Very straightforward.
Very
right?
straight. I think you have to be in like this type of business, You gotta. It has to be transparent. It's gotta be like
Absolutely. I mean, it's simple. I mean, you gotta be credible. You gotta be reliable. You gotta be trustworthy. Yeah. So it's pretty simple.
I don't understand. Sometimes people makes like like real estate agents kind of like car salesmen. Like they get like a bad rep sometimes.
A terrible rap.
Yeah.
And I think some of it's deserved. There's some bad ones out there, but there's some bad car salesmen. There's some bad stockbrokers. There's some bad analysts. There's some bad landscapers. There's bad plumbers. There's bad everything. Like, I mean, it is what it is. So at the end of the day, to categorize and put all real estate agents in one category as being car salesmen, which is not bad either, because car salesmen could be good people.
Yeah.
I think it's a cop-out.
Yeah.
Definitely is 100%. Now, Kyle's. I'm gonna.
Seyboth.
This guy's gonna strangle me in the back.
I don't care. You call me whatever you want, bro. Anybody out there, you can call me whatever you want as long as you call me. I don't care what you call me.
Call this
I
guy.
like that line.
I like that line.
Call me
That's a
anything
good
you
line.
want as long as you call me.
So, Kyle, how long have you been being here for?
So we've been in this office here in East Providence. It's about 4,500 square feet. We've been here since 2021, give or take, 2020, 2021.
Gotcha.
It works for a number of reasons. We've got two main businesses. One of the main businesses is Kyle the Agent, which is me and my sales, which I've got a bunch of staff for that to help. We've also got Century 21 Limitless, which is takes up another big portion of the space. And then we've got the tiny home. So this space is shared by 3 different businesses. So it actually works really, really well. And it's funny how things work out.
Yeah.
When we first got here, it was way too big for us.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's getting to the point where it's not big enough for us.
It's getting too small.
It's getting too small. So that's a function of growth. But it's also a function of high payroll, which is a function of not fun. So we got to continue to produce and drive revenue. I mean, at the end of the day, revenue is the ultimate driver.
I don't know if anybody can see this, but you have all these awards, right? I was able to skim right through them.
That's like a third of them. There's a whole bunch more in my office.
You have a closet full of them.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, when you're in real estate, right, in the beginning, the accolades and the awards are impressive and they're pretty cool, and it feels great to get them.
Yep.
But as time goes on, you start to realize that the awards are, they're great validation, but when you don't need the validation anymore, it's somewhat irrelevant. It's how many people did you help? How many clients came away being happy? How many clients came away and referred you somewhere else? Yeah. And I think that award for me, which is still a great award that I achieve every day, is more impressive than anything else.
So being personable and making sure like these people find the right deal and everything like that.
Personable, relatable, and trustworthy. Those are the 3.
That's your win.
That's the win.
Yeah.
And I think at the end of the day, if you want someone who's going to hold your hand and baby you and coddle you, you probably don't want me. Mm-hmm. If you want someone who's going to be honest with you and tell you what it is and tell you how it is and help you get to the finish line and be successful, then that's me.
Right.
But if you want that other person I don't need friends. Right, if you're looking for a friend, you probably shouldn't call me. I don't have friends. I don't. That's not how I operate. Right. I operate in a business space, and that's what we do.
Right.
Most of my people I actually associate with or hang out with are real estate centric. It's what I can relate to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you just hang out with like-minded people. Pretty much.
Hang out with like-minded people, and I very rarely hang out with people in general. It's just not, I'm around people all day long. So when you get done, you don't really want to hang out with more people.
I can totally agree to that.
All right, man. Okay, gotcha.
Some of you downtime too. Like working out, reading a book, whatever.
100%. I mean, I'm at the gym 7 days a week.
Damn.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
6. I'm up in the morning 4:15. I'm at the gym by 6. I work from 4:15 to 5:45, and I hit the gym right after that.
Do you sleep? Let's be real.
I sleep a little bit. I sleep enough to be very, very productive.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I sleep enough.
All right. So next question would be, how much caffeine do you drink throughout the day?
I never drank coffee in my life.
No?
Wow.
Nah.
Damn.
Never drank coffee in my life.
You are a special breed, my man.
Never. All I drink is water.
No shit.
Mm-hmm. Stopped drinking alcohol probably 6 months ago.
Oh, nice.
Only if we go away, we'll do whatever. But back in Rhode Island, I just quit.
Nice.
And I feel like it's been a game changer for me. Not that I was going out partying like an animal.
Yeah.
But I just think the clarity right now is what I need. Mm-hmm. And I think that clarity has been important. Okay. And it's been helpful.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude. 6 months, good shit.
It's been July, so however long that was.
Yeah, 6, 7 months.
July, August, September, October, November. Yeah, 7 months, 8 months. 8 months now.
You don't just regular water? Or do you fuck with the flavor?
No, I do sparkling water.
Okay.
I love sparkling water.
Yeah,
I love
sparkling water.
Pellegrino is my thing, man. I go home with I'll drink all regular water here during the day, but after 7 o'clock it's Pellegrino.
It's bougie time.
Yeah. I don't fuck with nothing else.
Yeah. So, what's been the biggest challenge that I think as a real estate agent that you've come across so far?
I think as a real estate agent, the challenges at this point aren't really that difficult for me.
Okay.
Experience-wise, I've done this for a while. If you look at transaction count, I've probably done more transactions than anybody in either state, just based on pure volume, which is not better or worse than anyone else, but just saying I've seen a lot of stuff.
Yep.
I would say the biggest challenge is not really the agent part, because that part is pretty easy for me to overcome.
Yep.
It's probably the building a business part. And what we're trying to do is build these other businesses that don't rely on my hard work, that don't rely on my sweat equity, that don't rely on my work ethic, and can continue to grow at a pace and a level that get to a very, reasonable and important level. So I think that's the biggest challenge, is how do you transition from a hustler and a grinder to a CEO or COO or CFO or a business visionary?
And what's the one thing that like people get like sort of lost in that when they're like trying to become like a business owner?
I think is delegation.
Okay.
Is one of the big things. How do you delegate your time and your resources and your activities?
Yep.
I think the other one that's a big thing, I would say, is the ability to turn that hustler switch off and turn that C-level switch on. And what I mean by C-level is that high CFO, CEO, COO level that you need to operate at to produce results that are respectable.
Gotcha. So it's good to do it like, probably when you first start a business, like on your own or with somebody else. But as you continue to move up the ranks, you definitely need a team, right?
Yeah, you can't do it all yourself.
No.
It's one thing to drive revenue, but if you're not paying attention, like we're learning now, we drove revenue so high for so long, but at the same time, we weren't really expense conscious. So what was happening was our top line kept going up and our bottom line was following suit. So we are in a transition now where we're looking to kind of figure out that bottom line so that we could get, I shouldn't say bottom line, to figure that expense line out so the bottom line gets bigger.
Right.
So it's just a work in progress. And I think, when I think about it today, I say a lot of people back, I don't know, how old are you guys?
I'm going to be 30 next month.
Wow, you're young. How old are you?
I turned 32 in April.
Kyle, how old are you?
Take a guess.
All right, I'm going to be real with you.
Until he said that, I thought you were our age.
Yeah, I thought you were like 30.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Nah, I'm way older than that.
All right, hang on. Let me get another guess real quick. Like, if you're older than that, I'm going to say like 42.
42.
Whoa! I'm playing Powerball tonight.
42. So I'm
Damn it, hey, like, not to be weird or anything,
yeah.
like, you look great for 42, man.
Thanks, man.
All the
Thanks,
water
man.
you're drinking,
Yeah, water, I'm staying in shape. I probably look better now than I did 10 years ago.
Wow.
Because I'm taking care of myself.
Yeah.
I'm paying attention, taking care of myself, making sure that, appearance is important.
Yeah.
But what was the question again?
Shit.
I forgot what the hell you asked. You asked something about
I think I asked something about team build.
team building or building a business, whatever. Anyways, I think at the end of the day, you just gotta. Oh, this is what we're talking about. Age-wise, I was talking about age.
Yeah.
So back in the day, right, when my parents were 40 or whatever, we thought that was old.
Yeah.
And you look at people now, and I watch all those Instagram reels, and it's like KFC didn't get started till he was 61 or whatever the age was.
Yeah.
Ford didn't start till he was 43. So-and-so didn't start till Calvin Klein didn't start till I'm just making up names and ages, but the reality is like we're not old right now. I'm not old. I'm just getting started, right? So if I take that approach, I think it's that limitless mindset where there really is no, I could live another 50 years. I mean, by the time we get to that age, we could be 80 years old, still operating, right? Still running a business, still doing things. So who knows? It just depends and changes. And I think that is where the journey and the process is more important than the end result. So if I'm more focused on that journey and how to get there, I have a better chance to be successful than you if you're just focused on the end result. And if your end result is for you to retire, it's probably going to be a long road for you to get there. Where if my focus is on how do I build to that level, I think it's going to be a more favorable path.
And especially to your point, if you're enjoying the process, enjoying the day-to-day, because it seems very hard to work till 8, 9, well, you said midnight, sometimes 4 a.m.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy the thing you're doing.
You almost force yourself. You don't have a choice at that point, right? So you have to start to either enjoy what you do or you go do something else. I mean, otherwise there's no point.
Yeah.
Because that's why you transitioned to this in the first place, is because this
Correct.
was more favorable for you, right?
Correct. I mean, I remember back in the day, you know, going to work at 9 and watching the clock from 9 to 5. And I'm like,
Miserable.
it's 9:10, it's 9:11, it's 9:15, it's 9:22, it's 10:01, it's 10:02, it's 10:03. And I would just literally watch the clock. You know how miserable that is?
That's miserable as fuck.
It's brutal. I did it I did it from 21 till 32.
Wow.
So I worked corporate for 11 years.
Oh wow.
I was gonna say, did you go to college? What did you like?
I went to college. I went to a liberal arts school out in Western Mass.
Okay.
I played sports there, played basketball there. And then I went to Boston and started working in Boston. And then I went and got my MBA at Suffolk University.
Oh wow. Okay.
Dude, were you averaging a triple double? Let's be real.
Triple double. Where are you guys from?
I'm from Fall River.
Yeah, we're both from
Fall
River.
River.
Yeah. But I'm trying to make the move. Kyle. But the way the houses are nowadays, man, it's getting tough. It's tough, dude.
Bristol County, Mass is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
Oh,
tough.
man. I always thought about moving to like down south though.
Mhm.
Do you do only Rhode Island, Mass, or do you?
We do Rhode Island, Mass, some parts of Connecticut. So we'll take Rhode Island, we'll take Mass, and we'll take like Eastern Connecticut right on the border.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
So
'Cause
if I called you asking for a house in like Tennessee, you won't do it.
Nah, you're on your own, bro. Nah,
You might know someone down there.
You're
though.
on your own. Yeah, I could probably help you.
Yeah.
I could tell you how to find a good agent. I could tell you that.
So what's the tips on finding a good agent?
So anyone that's looking for an agent, go on Zillow,
Okay.
type in the city and town, find some houses that are there, click on a house that's for sale. They're going to give you 3 different people that are on Zillow. You're going to look at them, get the ones with the best stars, go do it again, click on the same house, 3 more people will come up, find the one with the best stars there, do it one more time to get 3 more people, find the best stars, and then call all 3 and get a vibe for them.
Mhm.
That's how you're going to do it.
Interesting. I always heard like bad reps from Zillow too. So like,
Yeah, no, Zillow is, I mean, I use them as a lead gen program. I find them to be great. They've always been great for me. So you got to learn how to use it and understand it. And as a consumer, you can pick up a good agent off Zillow. I mean, I get a lot of good buyers from that way.
no kidding. Jeez. I had a question. I'm drawing a blank.
I mean, I even like the idea of picking up the phone and just talking to them and seeing how your sort of correspondence is with them.
How do they operate? Do they answer the phone? Do they call you back? Do they have a voicemail? Do they text? Are they older? Are they younger? Are they mature? Are they immature? Do they have experience? Are they a team? Are they an individual? These are all the things you got to know.
So that's why you're always on the phone, so you want to have people understand, like, yo, I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on the phone because my job is to face the consumer.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I can't face them and talk on the phone with them, then what is my purpose? What's the point? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
So
that,
how do you allocate your time then if you have all these things going? Because
That was my
you have 3 businesses, right? It's essentially
no, we have more than that. So
More
we
than
have me as an agent.
yeah.
We have the brokerage. We have the tiny homes. We have limitless capital. We have I'm a non-operating branch manager at Semper Home Loans. We have I own a cannabis company in Mass, in Blackstone, Choice Cannabis Dispensary. We own a big chicken franchise up in Peabody. So we got like 7 things going right now.
Damn.
And then we got then I own a company called Elevator Properties and Generational. Elevator Properties is fix and flip, and Generational is buy, hold, development.
Wow.
So we got 9 things going.
Damn.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah, how do you allocate your time, man?
Do you have like partners in those? Like what do you
So
like?
each one, so brokerage, no partner, myself, agent, no partner, tiny homes partner, mortgage partner, capital partner, cannabis partner, Peabody big chicken partner. So everything that's not, most things have a partner except our core, like 2 or 3 that I just take. You know what I'm saying? And the partner's more on the operational side. So like I don't operate Big Chicken. I don't operate the cannabis company. I don't operate the tiny homes. But they're more of the operational piece.
Right.
So that's how we set that up.
And what is your skill set when you come to those sorts of things?
So each one's different. So on the mortgage side, my skill set is to help drive business. On the limitless capital side, same way, help drive business and bring investors in. On the brokerage side, to help bring in agents and to help agents grow. On my agent side is for me to help people buy and sell houses. On the cannabis side, it was just equity. It was bringing capital. And then on the big chicken side, it was the same thing, just bringing capital. So some are just capital partners. Some are actually like helping the business grow.
Helping the business grow, yeah. So like, is it like a calendar? Like, how do you like orchestrate?
It's literally every 15 to 30 minutes I'm doing something.
Doing something, yeah.
We're making sure that, we stay on top of things. We just bought 74 houses in upstate New York in like a 3-month period.
Good shit.
Yeah, well, now we got to figure out what to do with them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So good shit.
Fucking kinda. So we got that mess to unravel now. I just think I'm doing 5 development projects. One that's 25 units on the east side. One is 25 units in Woonsocket. One is 20 units in Pawtucket. One is 36 units in Taunton. And one is 30 units in Central Falls. So we got a bunch of development stuff going.
Yeah.
So it's just pushing it to the limit and keep moving forward. But it's being conscious of time, being efficient with time, and building. Just keep building.
And this doesn't this doesn't stress you out? Like you feel like good with all the things you have
No,
going
so
on?
what happens is as you grow, your stress tolerance level grows. So for example, when I first started, my threshold was here.
Right.
My threshold's through the ceiling right now. It's funny because the bigger stuff doesn't really bother me. The small shit bothers me.
Yeah.
The dumb shit. So like I got to figure out a way to get over that, like the dumb mistakes that we make as an organization, the dumb little things that happen during the day. But the bigger stuff are all easy to solve for me.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It makes sense. Yeah. It's always a little shit too, though. It's like
It kind of trips you up.
Yeah, trips you up.
It's
makes your
just
day
dumb.
bad.
Like it's just the silly little dumb shit that I'm like, oh man, it's such a waste of my time, and that's where I get frustrated.
And your time is so valuable. So it's
Right,
like to
so
get
that's
hooked
why
into those things.
That's
it's
why
like,
it gets more frustrating.
Yeah.
Whereas the bigger stuff, I'm like, that stuff I should be tackling. Let me handle it.
Yeah.
And adversity does not bother me.
No.
Not at all.
And do you put people in place to kind of try to collect those things like assistants or whatever it's trying to
We have a
those
very good. I am very fortunate to have a really good staff behind me, and a really good management team. So we've all grown together, which is good. But we will continue to grow and build this thing and be better. So that's definitely important, is to have the right management team and the right people behind you.
Yeah. Man, I feel like I could pick your brain forever. Is there any, like, for guys starting off, because we're in the entrepreneurial journey, we're doing this podcast, we have a little media thing on the side. Definitely not at your level, but ambitions to grow into, like, what's
I think the biggest thing, don't chase the money, right? Chase the journey, chase the passion that you have. Be a team player, right? Don't being right's not always right. So if you're working with clients and you're right, but you're proving to them you're right and you're going to lose a client over it, it doesn't make any sense. Be authentic, be present. Don't be a silent entrepreneur, be in front of people. And I think at the end of the day, if you can take all those things, and the other thing is there's no shortcut. There's no hey, I'm going to take this one class and I'm going to go from $10,000 a month or $10,000 a year to $100,000 a year. No, you're going to have to put the work in. You can manifest all the fuck you want. You can meditate all the fuck you want, but if you don't put the time and the effort in, it doesn't work. Now, I do believe in manifestation. I do believe in meditation. I do believe in the power of awareness and the power of your mind, but not without the work.
Yeah.
If you're not putting the work in, what are you doing?
Right.
You're basically just taking a penny, throwing it in a wishing well, and hoping that and I've been told by multiple people those things don't exist anymore. I don't go to the mall, so
wishing well's not.
So what I picture is going to the Emerald Mall and they had the thing you threw the penny in when you was a kid and you made a wish. But I guess that shit's not. That's how long I've been to the mall. But that's all that you're doing then. You're just praying that something's going to happen. And I don't need to pray that something's going to. I pray to make sure that everything is going well and everybody's doing well. But I don't need to pray to make sure. I want to do the work. I put the time in and the effort.
Right. And I guess, is it education? Is it relationships? Is there what?
I think there's a thin line between education and paralysis analysis. I think if you paralyze yourself by analyzing too many things, you're never going to move forward. I don't think there's ever a right or wrong time. I think there's just a time.
Right.
You got to just go with it. Now, I sometimes don't take my own advice. Sometimes I'm like, I don't think I'm ready to do that yet.
Right.
Or, we're talking about some coaching and mentorship stuff that I want to do on a national level. And I'm just like, I'm not really ready for that yet. I got to brush up on some stuff. But am I ready? I don't know. I don't think there's a bad time. So I think it's just manning up and doing it.
Well, especially because you have so much knowledge. Look at all the things you're doing, man. I mean, you're impacting all the people that work for you in your business and all the clients that you interface with. That was sort of like my next line of questioning is like when that sort of, because there's so many people on the internet that do that where it's like they're these personal brands and they talk on the internet. Most of them are kind of, not most of them, but there's a lot of people who are full of shit. But then the people like yourself who are actually doing the thing, those are the people that really need to be out there talking about it.
So the problem with that is if you're a doer, it's hard to be a talker.
Yeah.
So it's hard to be a doer and a talker. So very few people have been able to translate and transfer that ability to be a doer and to actually be a coach or to be a mentor. So I feel like when I decide to do it, I'll probably be in a very small pool of people that have done it before because I've done it at such a high level.
Yeah.
And not even looking from a business sense, but looking from a real estate sales perspective, I don't think there would be any other coach in America who sold more property than me.
Yeah.
I probably would be the top.
Yeah. You're the real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever it is.
The numbers back it up, right?
Right. Yeah. I don't want to say I'm the real deal or the fake deal or the fucking bullshit deal. But one thing I say to people all the time: there's one thing that doesn't lie, and it's a fucking number.
Numbers.
Yeah.
Everything else could be a lie.
Yeah.
But I cannot make up numbers.
Yeah.
The number is a number. It's like, how many points did you score tonight? The motherfucking number tells you scored 2 or you scored 20. I don't know, but the number is right there.
Yeah.
Right.
You can tell me you had a great game, but did you score 2 points or did you score 20 points?
Right.
And I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah. Because that's not debatable. That's
Not debatable.
Yeah.
It's not objective or subjective or whatever the right word is. I confuse them all the time, but whatever the right word is, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not like I don't get to decide from my perception if you're good or not. No, you scored 20 points or you closed 20 deals, you're good or you're bad.
So are there any people that you currently mentor or coach or do any of that for?
I don't, but I really want to get to that point. I think I'm probably 2 years away from it. I think I want to build some of this other stuff up first and continue to drive revenue through these other businesses and then get to a point where I feel very comfortable and safe and calm in from a financial cash flow perspective. Because what happens now when you have a lot of businesses, a lot of money comes in, but a lot of it goes out. A lot of it comes in and a lot of it goes out. A lot of it comes in and a lot of it goes out. A little comes in and a lot goes out. And it's a fucked up equation. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's really a function of understanding cash flow in that perspective and getting to a point where you can feel comfortable with where you're at.
Yeah. And so is that your goal? Is there any other businesses that you want to open up or are you just trying to
No, I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
done. I shouldn't say I'm done. I'm at a point where we have the right stuff.
Yeah.
We got the right businesses. Now it's a function of getting them right. And it's a function of growing them the way I want to. Ideally, my end goal has always been and will be to be the biggest private lender in New England, where we become the go-to private lender for all real estate people. And I think that's going to take time and it's going to get there, but we just got to get to that point.
Hell yeah. Man.
Yeah.
I'm liking this, man. I'm really liking this. What's been your most proudest accomplishment, I guess? Or your proudest closing sale that you ever had?
I mean, to be honest, when I look at closings, whether it's a $20,000 mobile home or a $20 million Taylor Swift home, I don't look at one as being better than the other. I think it's just a different price point. It's still helping one person sell a property or helping one person buy a property. But I think I don't know if I have the most proud moment. I just think that sometimes when I just sit back and think, I'm like, damn, I did this.
Yeah.
And I don't mean I did this like I accomplished something amazing, but I built all of this.
Yeah.
Like none of this existed. This wasn't like given to me. This wasn't, somebody didn't say, hey, here's $1 million, go to town. This was all stuff that was in my mind that I put on paper, that I put to actuality. Whether it works or not, that's one thing or another. But just sit back and think and be like, I did this. Like, I did this. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the part that feels good, because if somebody just gave me a business, it's cool. If it was a family business, that's cool. Like, great, you can grow it and you can build it, and more kudos to people that do that. But if it's you started it from scratch and you're the one that keeps kind of going through the good, bad, and ugly, I tip my hat to people like that, because I know how hard it is.
Yeah.
It's a motherfucking grind.
Definitely is.
Especially
A lot of sleepless nights.
Yeah.
Like, my bills are crazy. Like, when you start to grow and you get bigger and you get more, we've got, 70 flips going at one time. That's the private mortgage note on that is $185,000 a month. Wow. Right.
Damn.
That's not a joke. $185,000 a month in mortgages. You got to make 185. You start every month down 185,000. So that's real.
Yeah.
Right? But that's levels, right? So when I started, it wasn't like that. When I started, it was probably 3,000, right?
Yeah.
2,000, my own house, 1,000, whatever the hell my house was at the time. And then you just keep going. And now my threshold's 185. In 2 years, it'd probably be 1.85 million. I mean, who the fuck knows? You don't know.
Yeah.
I never thought I would be at that point doing 5 developments, all worth probably 4 to 5 million a development, but that's stress.
Yeah.
That's real money going out.
And it's just how you handle it too.
It's how you handle it. It's how you fight through it, how you deal with it. How do you figure out ways to get the cash flow to work? How do you maneuver around so you can figure out ways to make sure that you don't miss a payment, and you just go forward? The same struggle that someone has that has one mortgage and makes $4,000 a month and has to pay out $3,000 a month is the same struggle that someone like myself would have when you've got 75 mortgages and you make X amount a month and you got to pay out Y a month. It's just a higher number, right? It's just a bigger number.
It's so crazy to
Time
think
is
about in
it.
those terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that we gotta. Yeah. It's about that. It's about like
What is it,
7:10.
All right, we got 5 minutes.
We got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
What's your biggest piece of advice that you can give to people? Just from an entrepreneur, like they're starting at nothing. They have their dreams, they have their goals. Obviously, like hustling and grinding. But like, what's like really one piece that will like definitely elevate them to the next
I
level?
think the biggest piece of advice, and this is something that I would say, no matter what you do, no matter if you're a fucking dog groomer, if you're a dog groomer, or you're a haircut person, you cut hair, or you're a plumber, or you're an electrician, find someone locally that is the best in your field and emulate, imitate, and execute on everything they do, but do it in your own way. Follow exactly what they do and spin it around in your own version so that you can put together something that's authentic and real, but it's followed a proven path. There is no reason to reinvent the wheel when everything in the universe has already existed. There's no reason to start from scratch. Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So like if I'm a real estate agent, we have people in our brokerage now. There's one kid specifically. He has followed every fucking thing that I do. It is like watching myself. And there's no secret to why he is probably, if not number one, number two right behind me in the brokerage. And I think he's 22 years old.
Wow.
Damn.
And he's emulated, imitated, and executed on every single thing that he's watched me do. So there's no secret to it. If I'm a plumber or I'm whatever RCL, what do you call themselves? Plumbers, HVAC, what do you got?
Plumber.
If I'm a young mechanical engineer or a young mechanic or whatever the fuck you would call yourself, a young guy that fixes HVAC, right? I don't know what the fuck you call it, a service provider, whatever the fuck you are.
A service guy.
Yeah.
I'm watching everything that Mark's doing, and I'm saying, all right, I like that. I don't like that. I like this. I don't like that. I'm gonna just copy exactly what he's doing, and I'm gonna put out the same. I'm gonna put out the same thing, and I'm gonna find a different region to do it or a different geography to do it, and I'm just gonna go to town. Because at the end of the day, it's there's so many people that need a service, whether it's real estate or it's HVAC or it's plumbing or it's electrical. It's not binary. I don't need to win for you to lose. You don't need to lose for me to win.
Right.
Follow what the fuck they're doing and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to don't be a hater. Don't be jealous. Don't be that guy, because nobody likes that fucking guy.
Yeah.
There's one thing that I don't understand is jealousy. There's not one person on the world I would be jealous of. Okay? It's not worth it. It's not worth my time. It's not worth my effort. It's not worth my energy. And there's nobody I really care that much about to be jealous of. So I keep it moving.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Just kind of see what they're doing, and then because success leaves breadcrumbs, or
It's very simple. Just watch exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
Follow it. Talk to them. Like, don't be annoying about it, but like, just be like, hey, can I follow you for a day? Can I just shadow you for a day? Can I see how you operate? Can I see what a schedule looks like? Can I see how busy you are? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it comes down to.
And do you think most people are open to sort of allowing something like that?
I think if you find, so I know from my standpoint that if you approach it in a way where you don't think you know everything, and you approach me in a respectable manner, and you say, I'm going to be a fly on the wall and not be annoying, then I think they'll be open to it. If you're a know-it-all and you want to tell me how to do something, and I'm going to be like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right.
I don't need your ass.
Yeah, especially if you open up your doors to them so they can learn from you. Yeah,
I'm trying to help you, bro. Like, I don't need you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always those pesky little flies on the wall.
Yeah, right.
All right, Kyle. I know that we want to respect your time.
Thank you.
No,
I hope this was good for
this
everybody
was great.
I don't know your viewership. I don't know how many people you get to watch this stuff. Hopefully you get a good crowd. You get a bunch of people to watch it. And if you guys have any further questions or whatever, just reach out to me. And same with you folks.
If you guys want a house,
no question. You want a house, you want to sell a house, you want to invest, you want our off-market stuff, you want to be part of our investor list, you want to be part of our investors that get 10% return on their money, reach out. Call me. Like I said, you can call me anything as long as you call me.
Yo, Kyle, thanks, man.
Thanks,
really
fellas.
appreciate it. This has been Too Legit Podcast. I'm Tiago. This is Alex. This has been Kyle. See you guys next time.